Hello friends, we are in module number 2 and in this session we are going to discuss about the factors affecting the rate of corrosion. In the previous class we discussed about the corrosion and electrochemical theory of corrosion. Okay, so we understood there how the corrosion happens, and then we studied the types of corrosion. Under that, the first one, differential metal corrosion we studied, and then differential aeration corrosion. Under that we studied two types, waterline corrosion and the pitting corrosion. Okay, so for waterline example is an iron rod dipped in a water or any other electrolyte. Okay, and the other one, the iron tank filled partly with water for most of the times. And pitting corrosion we studied. Okay, there what happens, a dirt will be accumulated on the surface of a metal, and the area which is just below the dirt or dust will be anodic. Okay, so the corrosion starts from there and will be spreading to the whole metal. Okay, so now we are starting with the factors affecting the rate of corrosion. The factors which affect the rate of corrosion are the relative areas of the anode and cathode, nature of the corrosion product, temperature, conductance, pH, and nature of the metal. As always, you should remember the electrochemical series. Okay, it will be useful in every topic, each and every topic. Okay, so let us start with the relative areas of anode and cathode. Okay, the same thing we discussed in a differential aeration corrosion. Under pitting corrosion, I told you, smaller the anodic area and larger the cathodic area, greater will be the rate of corrosion. Here what happens, when the smaller anodic area is small, what happens, it can give only small amount of electrons, right? Obviously. Okay, smaller the anodic area, it will give only few electrons. But what is happening here, the cathodic area is very large. Okay, when the cathodic area is large, it is forcing the anode to give more and more electrons. It is forcing the cathode to give more electrons. It is forcing the anode to undergo more and more oxidation, because the cathode needs, as the cathodic area is large, it can accumulate more and more number of electrons. So it is forcing the anode to undergo oxidation very fastly, so that the anode has to undergo oxidation to provide the electrons here. So the rate of corrosion will be always faster. Okay, the cathode is forcing the anode to produce more and more electrons here. So this happens, the same thing we discussed in the case of corrosion control. Okay, we discussed the same thing in the corrosion control, that is under tinning. In tinning, what happens? We are coating a tin. Okay, tin metal on iron. Okay, tin metal's electrode potential is 0.15 and that of the iron metal is minus 0.44, right? We are coating tin on iron. Okay, here in this case, so much of care has to be taken to cover the complete area of the iron. If any small pinhead area is left out, what happens is there will be a formation of a small anodic area and a larger cathodic area, and the corrosion will be spreading at a faster rate than the normal corrosion rate and will be spoiling the whole metal. Okay, and the other case, larger the anodic area and smaller the cathodic area, always the rate of corrosion will be lesser. Okay, this example we are going to discuss in the galvanization process. In the galvanization process, we are coating the metal zinc on iron. Okay, zinc will be anodic to iron. Okay, this comes under anodic metal coatings. Tinning is a cathodic metal coatings. Anyway, we discuss that later. Okay, so here in this case, what happens? The anodic area is larger. Anode can give any number of electrons, no doubt here. Anode can give more and more electrons, but what is happening? The cathode cannot accommodate all the electrons given. Okay, there is no force for anodic reaction here. As the cathodic area is less, it cannot accumulate much number of electrons. So rate of corrosion here will be lesser. In the first case, the cathode is forcing the anode to give more number of electrons, so that it will be undergoing corrosion faster. And in this case, larger the anodic area and smaller the cathodic area, although the anode is ready to give the electrons, cathode cannot accommodate all the electrons, so the rate of corrosion here will be lesser. Okay, the next factor is pH. Okay, you can remember here, with the increase in pH, the corrosion will be reduced. Okay, so pH is inversely proportional to the corrosion. Okay, the corrosion will be occurring maximum at the pH range of up to 3 only. Okay, from 1 to 3 the corrosion rate will be very faster. Okay, because that is due to the continuous evolution of the oxygen, the corrosion will be occurring at a faster rates. Okay, in between a pH of 3 to 10 oxygen must be there. Okay, oxygen must be present. If the oxygen is not present with the metal, no, the corrosion will not be taking place if the pH range is in between 3 and 10. Okay, and beyond the pH 10, what happens is the corrosion is going to completely cease. That is due to the formation of the hydroxides of the particular metal. The formed hydroxides, they will be acting as a barrier. Okay, it will be protecting. It will be forming a protecting layer between the metal and the atmosphere. Okay, corrosive media. So it will prevent the corrosion. It is very easy to remember. Up to 1 to 3 the corrosion rate will be very high, and from 3 to 10 oxygen must be there for the corrosion to occur. Beyond 10, due to the formation of the hydroxides, it will prevent the further corrosion to the metal. Fine. Next factor is nature of the corrosion product. Okay, see here, nature of the corrosion product in the sense I told you in the electrochemical theory of corrosion. Okay, the corroded metal on the surface, we can see that, we can feel it. Okay, it will be looking like a black color or red colored powder. Okay, we can take one more example. Aluminium is there. Aluminium we use at home, right? This aluminium metal, the property of this, one of the peculiar property of this metal is it will be forming an oxide layer. Okay, so this oxide layer formed will be protecting the metal from corrosion. So the aluminium metal will never get corroded, right? Okay, so compare both the things. Formation of aluminium oxide layer on aluminium, and in the case of the iron, formation of the hydrated ferric salt. Okay, compare here. Can we feel the formation of the aluminium oxide layer? Can we touch? Can we feel? No, because the composition there is, in the case of aluminium, is stoichiometric in nature. Proper composition is there. Highly insoluble. It is not soluble. Okay, and it is not porous. Proper layer is already formed. Okay, and it is highly stable. It is not unstable. So the corrosion will be always less. You must use these words only. Okay, otherwise you will not be scoring the marks. If the product formed whose composition is stoichiometric in nature, example is a aluminium metal, stoichiometric in nature, highly it's insoluble, it's non-porous, then the rate of corrosion will be always lesser. In the other case, for example, imagine now the formation of corrosion on iron metal or magnesium or zinc. What is happening there? There is no proper composition is not there. Okay, and it is the mud-like particles formed are highly soluble. They are porous. Okay, once it is porous in nature and soluble, it will be conducting. So the rate of corrosion will be always higher. Okay, so in the case of the corrosion product formed is non-stoichiometric in nature, highly soluble, porous in nature, then obviously it will be highly conducting, then the rate of corrosion will be very high. If the nature of the corrosion product formed is stoichiometric in nature and it is highly insoluble, it is non-porous in nature and it is highly stable, then the rate of corrosion will be always lesser. For this you can remember the examples of corrosion on, the formation of a oxide layer on aluminium for stoichiometric, and for the other case you can just remember the iron case. Okay, in the case of iron the corrosion will be spreading at a faster rate. In the case of aluminium no corrosion will be taking place. And this protective layer formed on the aluminium, it will be protecting the metal for from the further corrosion. Okay, other example for the same case are like nickel, chromium, tungsten. These are the examples of this category where there will be a formation of a stable barrier. Okay, stoichiometric barrier, highly insoluble and non-porous barrier, so that it can prevent the metal from further corrosion. Okay, next factor is temperature. Okay, so very well, when the temperature is increased, okay, the conductance will be increased. Okay, increase in temperature makes the ions to move faster. Okay, once the reaction in the reaction, when the ions are moving faster from anode to cathode, the reaction will be automatically faster. Okay, and also what the temperature does, with increase in temperature the inactive metal also will become active. Okay, because of these reasons, with the increase in temperature the rate of corrosion also will be increasing. Okay, so you can say here the rate of corrosion is directly proportional with the temperature. When the temperature increases, the corrosion also will be increasing. That is because increase in temperature increases the conductance in the medium, that is by the fastly moving the ions from anode to cathode. Okay, and the other thing is increase in temperature makes the passive metals also to reactive metals. Okay, the passive metals will become active when the temperature increases. Okay, so the rate of corrosion increases with increase in temperature. Next factor is a nature of the metal. Okay, here once again you just remember the electrochemical series. Okay, the metals which are present upper in the series are having a tendency to undergo oxidation. Okay, when we move down to the series from the top, what happens? The reactivity will be reducing, the oxidation property will be reducing. Okay, please to remember, when we move from top to the bottom in the electrochemical series, the reactivity will be decreasing when we go down. Okay, so when we take any two dissimilar metals are in contact with each other, the metal which is upper with the higher electrode potential will be always acting as a anode with the other metal. Okay, maybe which is having a lower negative electrode potential, which acts as a cathode. And you know very well, the anode will be undergoing oxidation and will undergo corrosion, and the cathode will be protected. Okay, so the metal, when we take two metals, okay, how the nature of the metal affects? So if the metal is present upper in the electrochemical series, it will be undergoing a corrosion in a faster rate. Okay, and the metal which is present below to it in the electrochemical series will be protected. Okay, and one more thing is, higher the difference between the difference in the electrode potential between any two metals, the rate of corrosion will be higher. Okay, let us take two examples for this case. In the first case, let us consider if zinc and iron are in contact with each other. What happens here? See, you know how to calculate E cell. E cell is equal to E cathode minus E anode. If zinc and iron are in contact with each other, always the zinc will be anode and cathode will be iron. Okay, so in this case, so when we calculate the E cell, what is the potential? 0.32 volts are formed. In the other case, okay, if zinc is in combination with the copper, what will happen? Okay, when we take zinc and copper metal, zinc is present above in the series and copper is present below to it in the series. So copper will be acting as a cathode. In this series, in this case, if we calculate the E cell, okay, it is around 1.10 volts. Okay, you know how to calculate E cell. E cell is equal to E cathode minus E anode. Okay, so when we calculate, it will come to around 1.1 volts. Okay, so when we compare these two, okay, which will undergo corrosion faster? Here, the conclusion is zinc will undergo corrosion faster. Okay, zinc and copper combination will be undergoing corrosion very faster, okay, than when it is compared with the zinc and iron combination. Okay, the zinc and copper combination will be undergoing corrosion very faster compared to the zinc and iron combination. Okay, so greater is the electrode potential difference between the two metals, more is the potential difference, more faster is the rate of corrosion that is occurring. That is due to this. Okay, you can calculate the E cell. Okay, wherever you get the higher potential, there the rate of corrosion also will be very high. Fine. Next factor is conductivity, the last factor. Okay, you know it is the same thing. It is like a same like a temperature. Okay, increase in temperature increases the conductivity rate. Okay, so presence of the conductivity. Okay, presence of the conductivity species always increases the rate of corrosion. Okay, because it's a electrochemical phenomenon which involves the transfer of the electrons from a anode to the cathode. Okay, more conductive is the medium, more is the corrosion that will be occurring there. Okay, lesser the conductance in a medium. Okay, the rate of corrosion also will be lesser there. Okay, let us take one example for this case. For example, iron undergoes a severe corrosion. Okay, when it is in contact with the seawater, than when it is in contact with the river water. Why this happens? That's because if you take seawater, the concentration of the electrolyte is more there, more conducting. Compared to normal water, seawater is more conducting. Okay, rich concentration with the ions. Okay, and normal river water may be less conducting when compared to the seawater. Okay, so the iron metal, if it is in contact with seawater, will get corroded more faster than if it is in contact with the river water. Understood? So the ships, no, if it is floating on a seawater, it will get corroded more faster than if it is floating on a river water. Fine. So these are all the few factors affecting the nature of a corrosion. Okay, once again let us revise the factors which affects the rate of corrosion. Okay, nature of the metal. Okay, the metal which is present above in the series will be undergoing corrosion. Okay, compared to the one which is present below to it. Okay, once again the electrochemical series, you can take any example, any metals, if they are contact with each other, any two you take, okay, the metal which is upper in the series will be undergoing corrosion faster compared to the one which is present below to it. You can take any example and explain. Okay, this is about the nature of the metal. When we come to the nature of the corrosion product, okay, remember aluminium, okay, and remember iron. In the case of iron, what happens? The product formed composition is not proper, so non-stoichiometric in nature. Okay, it is unstable, it is porous in nature, it is highly soluble, so the rate of corrosion in iron will be higher. Okay, take aluminium. What happens in the surface of the aluminium? The composition of the layer formed is stoichiometric in nature. Okay, it is highly insoluble in nature, it is highly stable in nature, so the corrosion will be taking place at a slower rate. Coming to the pH, in the pH range of 1 to 3, corrosion will be higher always. Okay, so with the pH, the corrosion is inversely proportional. Okay, so at the pH range of 1 to 3, corrosion will be very fast. Okay, and then from 3 to 10, oxygen must be there for the corrosion to occur, and beyond 10, because of the formation of the stable hydroxide, the corrosion will be automatically ceased. Understood? Okay, temperature. Okay, temperature also, it is directly proportional to the corrosion. Okay, with increase in temperature, the conductance increases, movement of ions will be faster, so the rate of corrosion also will be faster. One more point there is when the temperature increases, even the passive metal will become active, so that the rate of corrosion will be higher. Okay, and the last one is we discussed is and the last point what we discussed is conductance. Okay, it is almost similar like a temperature. Okay, when the conductance increases, there will be much more faster movement of the ions, and also when the concentration of the electrolyte in the electrolyte will be increasing, also the corrosion rate will be higher. Okay, so for that we took the example of when iron is in contact with the seawater, it will get corroded more fastly because it's more concentrated compared to the river water. Fine. So we will be meeting with the next topic. Until then, take care.